The tithing get a tax deduction as well. So their every year 10% of my income.
Yeah, it's the 10th of February now. We're going to come on up and see the Diamond Ghost Town, Kolemanskop.
Brown hyena protected.
Well, this is Kolemanskop, the old diamond mine. We're going to be doing a tour here, a guided tour. Here's Mr. Oryx, who I kept calling that other name, Ibex, in the last video. Black-backed jackal. That's the one I saw from our tour out to the canyons in the distance. I said it looked like a fox. Springbok.
They're calling it a gemsbok. Not a, what was it Rudy calling it?
Honey badger.
Huh?
And this friendly fellow. That looks like a jackal, doesn't it? And we're still waiting for our tour guide to arrive, and this is obviously a large kitchen area just in behind that theater. It's a very interesting museum here on the west side of this main building, showing what life was like, the discovery of diamonds. This room is actually about the different ways that people have smuggled diamonds past security, whether hidden on their persons, in their persons, attached to doves, attached to crossbow bolts, inside electric motors of a tape recorder. A lot of ingenious ideas.
morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Yani, and I'll be your guide. The tour will be approximately about 45 minutes long, and I'm going to ask you to please stay with me during the tour. After the tour, you're more than welcome to visit any of the old buildings and take as many photos as you like. Feel free, however, to take photos during the tour as well. Entering of this area is at own risk, so please be on the lookout for snakes. Are there any diamonds around? Also snakes. Small bay. Now this commodity was considered so valuable that in 1861 the Cape government decided to annex all the coastal islands to prevent poaching. The British government, however, did not go so far as to annex Angrapiquena. Now the first official German presence was in 1883 when Heinrich Vogelsang arrived, and he was sent on behalf of Adolf Lüderitz, a tobacco merchant from Bremen. According to history, Lüderitz was very much interested in this area as it was said to be mineral rich. They were specifically eager to find copper, so eager that they overlooked the diamonds that was right in front of them. So in May 1883, Vogelsang, on behalf of Lüderitz, bought Angrapiquena and a piece of land in a 5-mile radius from Nama Captain Joseph Friedrichs for the mere amount of 100 pounds and 200 rifles. 3 months later, a further agreement was formulated whereby Friedrichs allowed for the extension of the ceded area to include the coast and all of its bays up to the Orange River and to 26 degrees latitude north of Angrapiquena. And this is how the first Bergbeek got proclaimed. Now, Kolemanskop got its name from a transport driver called Johnny Coleman, who used to transport commodities between Lüderitz and Alps with his oxen wagon. Now, somewhere in 1905, while out spanning his oxen, he was trapped in a vicious sandstorm. He lost all his oxen. Fortunately, he was rescued. His wagon, however, remained there for a number of years, hence the name Kolemanskop. In 1906, the railway kop. Yeah, in Afrikaans we call a hill, we call a kop. So that was, and German and Afrikaans very close to one another, so it is called Kolemanskop. So in 1906, the railway line was built, breaching the desert eastwards from Lüderitz to Alps, and everyone was involved in building this 123-kilometer railway line. The old folks was busy making the food and the coffee, while the young ones built the line. And this line was finished in only 10 months, which is amazing. If you take today, with all our modern technology and equipment, it took them 12 years to finish the new line. So in 1907, August Stark arrived from Germany, and he was employed as a railway supervisor. Now, Stark was also very interested in this area, and he asked all his co-workers to look for any unusual stones. So in 1908, Zacharias Luella found the first shining stone at Gratzplatz, about 10 kilometers from here, and he gave it to August Stark. Now, Stark was very clever. He took the stone, tested against the glass of his watch, and with great foresight, he started picking off claims before letting the government know. And in the process, he became a millionaire practically overnight. Diamond fever erupted. Lüderitz virtually ended overnight as shops and offices closed, and diamond hunters sent on Kolemanskop. Morning, English, German? English. Normally from October to December, all the kite surfers and windsurfers from all over the world come here and they break world speeding records. They already broke 5 records and the record is standing at 112.5 kilometers an hour. And that was it. But welcome in Kaiser Wilhelm Street, also known as Millionaires Avenue. All the rich and influential people used to stay in this street. The house right at the end of the street was where the mine director, Mr. Kohler, used to stay. It's renovated and open for viewing, and inside you'll still find the rental of and parking cars in waterfront hotel. The house next to it was where the bookkeeper used to stay. This house is a balcony was for the architect, and this little dilapidated house is for the poor school principal. Now it's the most photographed, but also the most dangerous house here in Kolemanskop. It's only that dune inside that's keeping that house from falling over. This massive house here right in front of us was for the entertainment manager. And if they had nice weather, they had horse races and carnivals. And if opera singers from Europe came to perform here, they had to stay with him as well. So it was partly like a guest house too. The building with the 4 doors used to be the Kolemanskop post office. But let us just go a little bit further.
Those are tracks from a sidewinder snake. This place has a reputation for having a lot of snakes.
And this plant growing here all over is called a thick finger bush. And if you're in a desert, you don't really have a lot of water, always try this. But I won't advise you to do it now. It's very salty and you might not need a laxative.
We're down in the lower part of that main building. This is the bowling alley.
This used to be the Kolemanskop bowling alley, and it was built to resemble a traditional German bowling alley. The blue paint, not original, but the stencing on top is still original, as is the table, the bar counter, and the bar fridge. Lampshades are fortunately copies, originals were stolen. Now the table you used to sit there at the back of those girls today used to be in front and you bowled. Now the table you got up, put your pins properly in, put your bowlers capturing at the back, right back to you. And now the VIP still bowl here, and if they lose, they have to go to the bar and drink some Jägermeister. But let us just go outside again. Casino here in Kolemanskop, and where we started out was the new casino. The building there right in the middle was the Kolemanskop Hospital, and it was huge. It could accommodate up to 250 people, and it also housed the first X-ray machine in southern Africa. And I can promise you, it wasn't just used for broken bones, but to see if you spice up your sandwich with a diamond or two. A couple of laxatives, a couple of hours later, diamonds are back where they belonged. Now the hospital had 2 doctors and 4 nurses. And underneath the hospital, there's a wine cellar. One doctor believed all of the patients should have 1 glass of wine every day. Now the total population of Kolemanskop in its peak time were 300 German adults, 44 German school children, and 800 Namibian contract workers. Now that building over there used to be an electricity substation. Electricity was generated with coal imported from the southern parts of Wales. The 2 long buildings behind that were the mechanical workshop. This white building in front of us was for the diamond washing and sorting. And this zinc building is a security entrance to Elizabeth Bay mine, where they used to mine diamonds in those days and even up to today. It's approximately about 35 kilometers from here, and you need a permit to go in there. Now we have the world's best gem quality diamonds. 90% of all the diamonds in this Berggebied is gem quality, only 10% industrial. Russia also has diamonds, but they've got 90% industrial, 10% gem quality. Kimberley, South Africa, 60% gem quality, 40% industrial. Now the diamonds that you find here is alluvial diamonds, and it came down with the currents. So the closer you get to Orange River, the bigger the diamond. The further up north you go, the smaller. Now 1 carat is 0.2 grams, and if you cut it, depending on the shape and size, you still lose between 10 and 50% of this diamond. And it's only a diamond that can cut another diamond.
This is a butchery.
Room of the butchery. And behind these wooden planks, you will still find the pipes that was used to pump the cold seawater from an ice factory to help with the cooling in here. And most of the meat they processed here was from surrounding farms. Where we came in was where they sold the meat. Through there were the processing room, but we can go through to the sausage kitchen. Yeah, if I want to go back, go back. Good luck. Exactly. Now this used to be the sausage kitchen where they used to make the darwurst and leberwurst. The only thing we make nowadays is sand sausage. A very interesting story that actually is true. In the evenings, the gentlemen would go to the bowling alley, got a little bit tipsy. The ladies at home got a little bit upset and they locked these gentlemen out. So these poor gentlemen started getting hungry and they would break in here and steal all the sausages. Now this used to be the ice factory, and underneath these wooden planks, you will still find the elements that was used to cool the seawater that was in this tank. Now the freezing temperature for seawater or salt water is much lower than that of fresh water. So these containers were filled with fresh water, and with a combination of ammonia gas and electricity, the seawater was cooled down and the fresh water frozen. And this took about 24 hours. Now the water in here was still liquid but was very cold. It was -2 to -5 degrees. And through these black pipes it was pumped next door to help with the cooling in the butchery. This company Linde still makes refrigerators and gas in Germany up to today. The straw there against the wall was used to take most of the moisture out of the air. Moisture? There was a lot of moisture with the humidity. Yeah.
This next building is the shopkeeper's house.
Now this used to be the shopkeeper's house. She was the richest lady in Kolemanskop. She was married and had no children. The paint inside, not original, but most of the furniture is still original from that time. And here on the table is a shopping list of everything she imported from Germany. Rollmops, caviar, bonbons, the finest of champagnes, you name it, she ordered it. And the telephone is still a Siemens. But have a look around and we can meet at the train. So yeah. Yeah, they didn't get, and they wanted the finance and beyond everything, so they paid for it. They had enough to understand how. I think so. The one guy told me the one time, I think they saw some diamonds here in the cement of the buildings. If you look over to the back, you will see those small white buildings. That was the quarantine station where everybody who suspected of stealing diamonds were given a laxative. They had diamond mesh on top of the toilet. Everything went through, diamonds stayed on top. And this here was the Kolemanskop transport, also known as the Kolemanskop taxi. It was drawn by 6 mules and the rails went right through the whole of town. So every morning at 6 o'clock, each household received half a block of ice for the refrigerator, a crate of lemonade, a crate of soda water, and 20 liters fresh water. It was all free of charge. The ladies also made use of this for their daily shopping. Came out of the shop, got onto the train, and they were dropped right in front of their houses. It was luxury. But let us just go finish in the museum. Now in those days, this used to be the shop where you could buy anything. Food, clothing, furniture, garden equipment, everything. Today, this is our museum. But ladies and gentlemen, my tour comes to an end here. I hope you enjoyed the tour, enjoy the rest of your holiday in Namibia, and have a safe journey back home.
No, I can't see how they could search the boat for diamonds. True. And we're on the way over to take a closer look at the the number one head honcho's place here. Stable ceilings. It's like a sunroom there. Very grand entrance, very cool. Sand everywhere. In that main meeting room where we went in and met for the initial tour, they said that the reason that building was in such good shape is that it had been completely filled with sand. So they had to excavate all the sand out. Just a lot of big empty rooms. It's probably a dumbwaiter. Huge closet. Now we're going to head over to the boot shelter. Well, this place isn't as well kept up. Floor seems fairly solid though. I don't suppose a lot of rain comes in. Oh, it's missing the floor over here. Now we're heading back toward the main building to see that first row of houses in behind the main building, approaching from the rear. Ah, yes. Unless we stumbled into Hobbitown, it's quite a bit lower ceilings here. That's at eye level. So there's a lot of sand here. I'm doubled over. Seems like people have gone upstairs. Yeah, the railroad track in the background there. The floors are quite wavy. Each board is warped. Okay, a quick battery change there. And again, off to the races. I'll head back down those treacherous stairs. They're okay up to this point. And that's looking back to the stairwell area. And then my memory card became completely full, just around the end of the view of the various buildings. So we've now come back to town and we're at the Lüderitz Nest Hotel. And now we're heading back from that Lüderitz Nest Hotel, and I'll do a little videoing as we go through town because I know that I haven't done any real views of the town here at all. This is the real outskirts of town, as you can tell. The dirt roads lead right toward the center of town and then kind of stop just short. And some of the roads here are just like this. Here's Ufer Street. Well, it is a Sunday, but this is the way these streets are, usually pretty quiet. Now, this is what we'd call Lakeshore Boulevard or something in Toronto. This is the lakefront street, just outside the port. Normally this would be a lot more populated. And that's the yacht club, the Lüderitz Yacht Club. And a bit of a tiny mini mall right there, just to the right of the tree. And the Essenzeit Eating Time restaurant on the second floor there. And now back to the boat for a bit.